You're listening to Cosplay Bites, the podcast that takes a closer look at the world of cosplay, conventions, and all the nerdy bits and bytes. Brought to you by the Lightning Palace and proudly sponsored by Anchor. Join me as I discuss a variety of topics and conventions alongside the joy of bringing your favorite characters to life. All right. Hello, everyone. It's been a hot minute. Hope quarantine is doing all of you well. I'm back with another episode of Cosplay Bites, the show all on cosplay, conventions, content creation, all that good stuff. For this episode, I have with me my awesome friend and fellow cosplayer / photographer, Kadu Out.
What's up?
So, brief backstory before we get into it. Oh gosh, I found you somewhere. Someone shared your stuff. I think the cosplay that sold me on your work was when you and Jihatsu did that awesome Cloud and Sephiroth.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. So
we gotta link up and do something like that again. That's been a hot minute.
Yeah. Definitely. And and then we actually finally met because for those of you that follow me on social media or my Patreon or whatever, will probably remember the picture that I got of my Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku at New York Comic Con last year. Kadu was the photographer. And
fun times.
Yeah, that was a fun experience despite my little incident with
don't worry about it.
Yeah. No, the photos came out good. I love them. Everyone else did too. And yeah, I just wanted to grab him for a little while to chat about being a content creator, specifically what it's like being one in New York City, and because that's where you're based, and a bunch of other kind of like a long form interview. Like some of these episodes that I have planned, like if they don't have a solidified topic, it'll just be like a long form interview. So definitely look forward to that. Yeah. So first things first, shout out to my fellow patrons over on my Patreon. I have Coralia Jade, Katyuska Moonfox, Kendall, Mink the Satyr, Nicole Marie Jean, Noah, Oh My Sophie, and Shaylin. And for those of you unaware, I'm still taking a little bit of a hiatus from my blog, The Lightning Palace, just because I have stuff unfortunately stressing me out, and I gotta stop some of these things that are causing me burnout, because that's fun. So
burnout's a huge thing.
Yeah, but rest assured, like I already have a post written up, and that's set for my return in June. So look forward to that. And yeah, without further ado, Cad, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, like your history with like cosplay and growing up being a nerd, geek, that sort of stuff.
Right. Always been a nerd or geek. Probably started, let's see, back when I first got into anime first time. I was watching Cartoon Network a little bit too late. Eventually got into Adult Swim whenever that came out. I don't remember what year that was, but saw this show called Inuyasha, and it was wraps from there, because then next show after that it was like Tenchi Muyo, we had Dragon Ball, all that stuff, and that's just been within me for like forever. Even with the people I grew up with, you know, I was around like a bunch of like street life and stuff, but at the same time, we still had like Yu-Gi-Oh decks in our pockets. So people want to try us, but you know, we were nerds, but we weren't like the nerd nerds. But I guess coming into cosplay, it was me and my homies went to check out New York Anime Fest. At the time, it was called that. Now it's New York Comic Con. It was a 2009. We just wanted to check it out, see what all the hype was. And so we went. We saw everybody with swords. Kind of freaked us out. I'm like, yeah, why are you carrying swords around? But then we saw people like in cosplay, and I was like, wow, this is actually really cool. I remember my first con photo was with this Astro Boy cosplayer. I'll send it to you later. I was like really small back then. But when we went home that weekend, I was like, yo, I want to try to get into this. So I didn't know anything about making cosplay. I didn't even know people made their own cosplays. So like the very first one, I looked online and I saw Saz from Final Fantasy 13. I had a choice. Yeah, I was either gonna do Saz or either gonna do Kaname Toizen from Bleach.
Okay.
And I don't remember the reason why I went with Saz, but I did it. And next New York Anime Festival, I wore that. And it's kind of a domino effect because I met some people that cosplayed from Final Fantasy. We kind of hung out. I'm an introvert, so I'm never going to go out and meet new people. But the people kind of just gravitated to me. And those became my first friends. They introduced me to their friends. They became my next friends. And that's how I kind of got into like this whole community. And that's how I'm here today. Because that one decision. If I did the Bleach cosplay, I don't know where I'd be. I don't even know if I'd still be cosplaying.
Right. Just this whole domino effect. Like you meet one person, meet another person, you find other people online. I think that's kind of how a lot of people that we both know probably feel like I've gotten into cosplay. Like I met Jess in 2012 when she was on her Lollipop Chainsaw tour at PAX East. That was my first convention. And then I met people like Monica Lee, Riddle, Yaya Han, and then it just spiraling into like Nicole Marie Jean. And then all these other girls from around the world even started to get more traction. So, yeah, it's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah, dog.
So, I've also noticed that, unlike myself, you are big into the esports scene. Mainly with League of Legends. Like that's fine. It's not my type of game, but like I appreciate like all the designs out of it and all the cosplays out of it. And for you specifically, I've seen that you've had the awesome opportunity to work with Riot in certain like cosplay workshops, if I'm remembering it right, where you made cosplays based on surrounding some of the characters. Lucian was one of them. I think I got the name right.
Yeah. So there was this one event that we did. It was called Cosplay Labs back in 2017.
Yeah.
Where Riot Games, thank you, Riot, they flew a bunch of cosplayers out. I don't know if they had any criteria for it. I don't really care, but they flew a bunch of us out there, and they had we'd like show each other our skills, or we'd teach each other's tricks. And then they had like some guest teachers, some that are in industry, some are their cosplayers like ourselves, and we learned a ton of it. And it was a nice networking experience. I look back at them and I think of them as family still. Like we still have a chat that we talk to each other still. So that's like an irreplaceable moment. But yeah, that's a cool cosplay shop. But like I don't know who over there first like had eye on me or something, but like I have an idea, but they've really been looking out for me a lot. Like since like 2013, I just got a lot of love from Riot. So like naturally I gravitated more towards League cosplaying wise than anything else.
So you think it was because of them looking out for you that you sort of gravitated towards cosplaying from like League of Legends a little bit more?
Of course, yeah. Without a doubt.
That's
like natural. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've done how many outfits from League? Was it just the one, or?
It's funny because I only cosplayed like 2 champions, but I did so many champions. I mean, so many skins for each of those 2 champions. Almost all of them.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay.
So it's actually a lot of cosplays, but it's only 2 different characters, which is
that's what funny. I feel like. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, you just like did a lot of skins, a lot of versions
of each. Yep.
Do you have a personal favorite?
I do not. I like both. I like both for different reasons. So Echo, I feel, is a lot like me. Like same height, accurate. We have this like very, very similar personality and everything. So like when I cosplay Echo, I feel like I'm being myself. Just like a cooler version of myself that's widely loved or something.
Yeah.
But then when I cosplay Lucian, it's kind of like a Batman effect for me. Like I put him on, I feel so much more powerful. I feel like there's like a bunch of growth. I feel like I have like a alter ego kind of thing. It's pretty cool. I'm like, there's pros to each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because I know that whenever I ask cosplayers, like, what's your favorite cosplayer? Do you have a personal favorite? And a lot of times they're just like, I can't choose. It's like choosing between my children. I can't choose a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then in addition to like all the cosplay, all going to cons, you've also dabbled in photography. We're working with a lot of models. I know you collaborated with Stella Chu on numerous occasions.
Yeah, she's cool. She's very cool.
Yeah, she's really sweet. I'd love to get her on the show at one point.
Yeah, nagger.
Yeah. And then I also, I'm pretty sure my memory's right, but you also did amazing edits of the Shadow of the Colossus group from Colossal Con.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I did do that.
Okay, sweet. My memory is not dead.
No, I forgot about that too, actually.
Okay. So what's the process like in like editing your photos? So like I imagine Photoshop is one of the key parts.
Yeah, so my process keeps changing and I keep trying to elevate that. So like for example, if I'm doing a composite, right? And I work with someone, the very first thing is like research. I'm not like, I don't have that, I don't think my imagination is that good. So like I try to find like reference photos to like base my composites off of. So I research the outfits, I research poses and like edits that I can do, maybe like scenes from like whatever show or video game it's based off. If there's like something hype, I could try to recreate it. Then I would like when I'm shooting, I'll tell like the model to pose in this way. It could be like multiple ways, then I could spice them together. After that, put the photos into Photoshop. I crop out everything I need, and then I'd start spicing them together and blending it, making it look nice. Before I used to put that into like I forgot there was like another program I used. I totally forgot. I don't use it anymore. Now I actually do a lot of 3D modeling to like make my backgrounds. So I'll do that and then take the spliced photos, put them into there. So it just keeps evolving. I'm always just trying to look for a way to like grow. Everybody's my inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. Was there a particular, I won't say favorite, just like how I asked your favorite cosplay, but like a memorable like photo shoot experience, or like photos that you had a lot of fun editing. I'll go with that way.
Okay. This is weird to me because I don't normally have the most fun editing photos. I like the I know a lot of people are like they enjoy the journey, right?
Yeah.
I'm like that one-off guy that enjoys the destination. I like when the photo's finally done, I'm like, thank God it's finished. Yeah, that's like I don't usually enjoy editing. I do it because I feel like I'm pretty decent in it. I like the way the photos come out. But there was a few experiences where actually shooting was like really, really fun. One that I remember that's most recently, I was at Black Sands Beach with my homie Crystal. Check out MJ Summerjack. Let me see if I can pull up her page real quick. It's like Master Jack Photography, I think. But we were at Black Sands. We drove. I'm from New York, so when I went to California and I saw like all these new places, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So like, she took me all the way to this Black Sands beach, and just getting there was like a crazy experience. Like up in like the mountains with crazy fog. And I've never seen anything like this except like on like National Geographic. So I'm like,
right,
yeah, this is crazy. And then I'm out in this beautiful location. And I'm like, I have to do offshoots, off location shots forever. I can't shoot next to a wall ever again. So like that shoot was really fun. the day before that, we were like, one of our friends, they were like basically almost drowning to get a shot. We put like a glass,
Oh my God.
a glass plane over them, and she had to take turns just like going underwater and getting the shot with like all the bubbles blowing out. It's crazy.
That's intense. Holy smokes.
Yeah, yeah. Shooting has gotten a lot more fun. Editing is still meh, but shooting has gotten a lot of fun.
That's good. Yeah.
Sure.
Any like dream locations that you'd love to shoot in at some point in your life?
Dream is just traveling, bro. There's like so many dream locations. Like I want to go everywhere and do shots. Ever since I started doing off locations, like I want to go to Hawaii. There's places. There's places in China I want to go. Like there's I don't even know what you call those mountains. They're like limestone, I think. They're I don't know how to describe it. I'm sorry, but I want to go Iceland, especially. I was supposed to be in Japan last week. Obviously, that's couldn't happen.
Right.
There, some of the European castles I would love to like try to do something in. I want to see a dream location I probably never go to. There's these underwater hotels which are like 5K a night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the walls are glass. Yeah, it's crazy. You could like just
underwater hotels.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. That would be a dream location to go to. But I don't see when I'd be able to like on a whim. If I ever get like 5,000 I could spend, it wouldn't be on going to one night on a underwater hotel. So
no,
there's more important things for that.
You'd have to like win a giveaway or something, or like
pretty much,
or feel confident like, yeah, I'll blow $15,000. It's okay. I don't care.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's insane.
Oh
my gosh. So you're based in New York City.
Yes, sir.
So you don't have to disclose like if it so like is being like a content creator sort of thing, like photography, like editing, is that your full-time gig or do you have something else?
Before I did have like another job, but ever since this whole situation, my income is basically based off of just editing and doing photos for people, at least at the moment. But yeah, I haven't really looked at being in New York as like, I haven't used that. I guess I took that for granted. And this quarantine kind of like made me realize that. But I think it's like more like a personality thing. Cause like mentioned before, I'm an introvert. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to like network with like other photographers and stuff out here. Like I only have like a small circle of people that I just mess with. And work with. But I'm probably gonna try to take advantage of these resources now when life is sort of back to normal. Because there are Facebook groups for like New York photographers and models, and I'm gonna try to use that.
Yeah, that'd be a great opportunity. Like we can make plans for when things sort of die down.
Yeah.
So you've had your client work that's keeping you busy throughout this whole quarantine thing?
Yep. I've actually been blessed to get a lot of clients actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm like swamped. I actually have like a mini backlog that just popped up. So I have like tons of editing to do. I don't even know when I'm gonna see the finish line, but I welcome it. It's good. It's good. It's good business for me.
Right. No, that's great. Yeah, no, you're an awesome photographer.
Appreciate it.
Your photos look fantastic. Like not just the ones you did for me, but like others I've seen from all other cosplayers that you worked with. It's really, really something.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. So we had talked about this briefly, and I will angle it in a way. So you being a how has being a person of color been like in the cosplay world? Because I know there have been way too many stints to count where, you know, like there's like just racism or like people being treated unfairly. Because I know we had talked briefly before, like just playing this out, like not so much of you speaking on behalf of everyone, but more so just like sharing your experience.
Like my own experience.
Yeah, your own experience. Yeah. So how has that been? Yeah.
All right. So my own experiences, I remember back when I first started getting into cosplay, maybe like a year and a half in, year two in, I remember I did my Lars cosplay, Lars from Tekken. It was at New York Comic Con. And I won't mention names because I'm not into that, all that crap. But
yeah, for sure.
Photographers literally told me to my face, "Hey, I'm not gonna shoot you because you don't look like the character. Like the skin color isn't right."
Oh God.
Literally to my face. And I was like, damn, that really sucked. But right after that, I met a different photographer, and he worked with me, and it was a good experience. But that always stuck with me. And I run into like, you get like those racist comments online and stuff like that. But when I started, it's weird because when I started cosplaying from League and it started going viral, I didn't get like those effects as much anymore. I guess like people just didn't mess with me as much. Mainly, you know, the character I did was also black too, so
sure.
But I'd get those one-off comments in the comment section, like, I'm not gonna swear on your show or anything, but you know, you get those. Yeah, it's crazy. But I just ignore it. You know, I'm used to trolls. Like, there's gonna be trolls and everything. I've been dealing with trolls and dealing with people, dealing with bullies in my life before cosplay. It's nothing new. Like the way I think of it, like if you're gonna be racist in the cosplay community, then you're probably racist in real life with other things.
Yeah.
Like those same people are probably racist in other hobbies.
Right.
Like it's a mindset thing. I don't think there's anything special about the cosplay community. People are gonna be racist for like those same people. Those people are not racist in cosplay community. They're just racist.
Just racist.
So yeah, I don't put energy into them. I don't give them any power over me or anything like that, unless they like physically harm me or something. Like just recently, when I say recently, this was like a few months ago. A person brought to my attention, they shared one of my fake cosplays, and like, I guess it was in some group. I don't know what group it was, but it had like a really racist description, and like the whole comment section was going off on me or something. And I was like, wow, it was an old cosplay photo too. I'm like, how'd you even find this? I didn't even have that many photos of this cosplay on there.
How'd you find that?
I have no idea. I'm like,
I'm impressed. How'd you find that?
That's crazy. But you know, they were going off, and I'm like, wow, this is dumb. So I showed it to a few friends. And it's funny, all my friends, they got like more angry than I did. They were like, I guess I'm a kind of reserved person, but they got like furious. And I'm like, you have to make it a big deal. But I feel like if it was someone else, you would see attacks happening, you know. And they're in the right for it. I don't blame anybody for going off on them, but I just don't give them any power. It's just the way I look at it.
Yeah, so. it's like you yourself don't give it any thought, but then like when your friends step in, like it's almost like,
oh yeah, they're ready to go to war.
Yeah, they'll go to war.
They ride or die.
Like, like I know a lot of the girls that I become friends with. I've dealt with my own share of like bullying and harassment over my blog. They would just go balls to the wall, like must protect Sunshine James. Like no one bully him.
Facts.
So it's a nice
I feel feeling. Like if someone did that to my friends, then I would be more angry about it.
Yeah.
Like if someone did it to me, it's whatever. Like you have too much free time. Someone probably hurt you when you're younger. I don't care. Leave me alone. But if someone put like those comments out about like a friend or something, like when me and Justin did the when we did this Cloud Sephiroth, if I see any comments about his Sephiroth, it's amazing. But if I see any negative stuff, you know, they deal with me first.
Yeah.
But if I see anything about my Cloud, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have to wonder if that's just a thing in the cosplay community where it's just like going after yourself is fine, like you don't think much of it, but when you go after your friend, it's like bring in the alpha male, like must protect all my friends because they're angels and gems. And
I think people just deal with situations differently.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot of wrong ways to deal with things and a lot of right ways to deal with things. Like, I don't think anyone's here to judge. We're just people. Everybody's different, and they react to things differently.
Yeah.
So, like,
for sure.
Like, I know people that have it a lot worse than I do, so they have to react differently. Like, I know people that like they have like full-on websites that attack them. They have like Reddit pages that attack them. Like, they have all these things that they're just like me. They're black. They do amazing cosplays. They do whatever, but then they get like so much more hate for like no reason. So, and sometimes, you know, when people attack them, it might be too much because while I have like 2 people talking crap about me, they have like 1,000 for no reason. So
exactly, yeah.
I get it.
So, do you think that it's sort of a good thing? Because it seems like the general consensus for this year with everything that's going on that like this is the year that conventions basically take the year off, so to speak. Like it's unclear whether or not this whole pandemic is going to get cleared out by the fall.
Doubt it.
So
I don't think it's a good thing. I think you can learn from it, and I guess you can, in an optimistic viewpoint, you can say, okay, it's a break, but none of these guys really want to take a break. I'm pretty sure all the cons are losing money from it.
Oh, absolutely.
This whole thing. A lot of times people don't have like the best home situation, and the convention scene is their way to get out of it. Or like most of their friends are the people that you see at cons.
However many times a year, depending on how active you're able to
go.
Yeah,
exactly. So, but there's definitely, I guess there's ways you can look at it, learn from it, and good things to take out of it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
The whole, I mean, it definitely feels like maybe the whole convention and cosplay scene is going to have some major, I guess, maybe overhauls or changes coming into like when things go back to normal.
Yup.
So to speak. Because I know some conventions. There was this thread I read where like some of the conventions like they can't cancel yet until like the absolute like last minute. Something about like within their contract of like some like force.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Majory clause where it's like it's outside of their control, so they have to cancel it. And like some cons are like banking on that because they don't want to risk, you know, like if they have the convention but the pandemic not under control, have a giant shit show on their hands in terms of like getting people more infected.
Yeah. I didn't research too much into the clause. I did see like a few posts talking about it.
Yeah,
and like
what I saw too on Twitter.
I was like, okay. I was like, that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like even if some cons aren't canceled right now, I feel like the responsible thing is to just not go. Even if it's not canceled. Like, I understand some people make their livelihood off of like the deal artist alley tables and stuff. Like that's their business. So I understand like if they need to go and like if cons being open for them is like really important. But I feel like for the average con goer, if you're just gonna go have a good time, and if a con is still open during this pandemic, I feel like you shouldn't go.
Yeah. And like if you have to go, like in the sense that like it's your livelihood, like it's a part of your business, then at least just take as much precautions as you can. Like maybe it will change like their cosplay lineup to sort of like adapt and like accommodate to like these situations.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's especially like they're like there are some cons that are like impossibly crowded, like New York Comic Con, New York Anime Festival. It doesn't even matter if you have like 10,000 masks on. People are still gonna be bumping into you and like being up in your personal space, and con goers already have poor hygiene, so like you could forget about people just washing their hands, basically washing it. Yeah, it's like
no way you're gonna there's no way you can social distance at a place like New York.
Exactly.
No way.
Yeah, that's actually impossible.
It's physically impossible.
So
right.
There's that.
Yeah.
But let's get into something you said at the beginning of the show that caught my interest. You said you were having a burnout.
Yeah.
Because that is something I actually deal with a lot.
Yeah, well, okay, so I won't get too into it because it does deal with some personal.
No worries. No, I could tell my own burnouts.
Well, no, yeah, no, but like I'll show it to speak with mine because like I'm desperately looking for another like full-time job, and it's like the pandemic has like essentially put my own life on hold.
Mm-hmm.
And like my living situation is kind of drastically changing to the point where I'm gonna need to find a place like a lot sooner than I was hoping.
Gotcha.
So on top of like my current full-time job, which has a crazy shift, and like I've got 2 internships going on also, then there's this, and like even though like I've resorted to and I've kind of been okay with that with doing 1 blog post per week. That's, to me, that just sounds a little bit too much because I do like involve like research and like staring at the images that I picked out for the feature for like a couple of minutes, trying to figure out / guessing what kind of material they use to make this part of the outfit, when I would just rather be either eating or watching YouTube or just trying to relax or playing video games. And it's like and like between my blog and the show, like I have a ton of more fun like doing the show. Like I've invested a whole lot, and it's only proven to be more positive for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm essentially like taking this whole month off from blogging, with the exception of like if I want to do a game review, but that hasn't happened yet. I think my Final Fantasy VII Remake review went up in like late April, I believe, so that was fine. But yeah, what's with your experience in burnout? Because
right, so for me, my burnout is less about like, it seemed like, so for yours, you seem like you're going through like a high amount of stress because you have like a bunch of stuff going back and forth.
Yeah.
Mine is more like a drive. So mine feels like I just feel like doing nothing. And when I get to that amount of burnout, maybe because I've been editing too much, like I don't want to look at Photoshop anymore.
Right.
And then my skills kind of like just fall off the face of the planet. Like I can't edit well. I can't even do anything. I have negative imagination. If I try to edit something, or let's say I'm forced to edit something, like someone wants a edit done that night or something, they're gonna get crap.
Yeah,
then they're gonna compare it to like the best thing that I had done, and they're like, "Why doesn't it look this good?" and blah 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 and blah blah.
Yeah,
like, it's just like that. So yeah, my burnout is kind of like, it's a lot different from yours, but I definitely feel where you're coming from. And
yeah, so
it's important to take breaks from everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Too much of anything isn't good.
Yeah. So like, how do you? Yeah, you're right.
My burnout.
Yeah, how do you combat that? Or like, how do you? So like you said like taking breaks is always
Yeah.
important. So like how?
So at first step is to stop whatever I'm doing, right? I pretty much ignore everybody, and then I take a break. Sometimes it'll be like a social media break. Sometimes I take a break from the computer. Sometimes I just marathon an anime, and then to get back into whatever, I will either look at like other people's art that I think is amazing to like get inspired again, or I look at like some tutorials to try to learn something new. I'm like, oh, I want to try that. And then when I try something new and it's like awesome, then I'm like, yo, I can do even better photos this time. And then I would start crafting even better photos than I've ever done. So like I had like a massive burnout recently, and I don't know who the photographer is, and I don't want to just group them by like the country they're from. So forgive me in advance, but I believe it was either Ukraine or Russian photographer. I'm not sure, but they showed like a process of like 3D modeling, and I was like, wow, this is insane. And I was like, if I do the same thing, I could do that the way I edit my photos, and like my photos would be like insane, right? So
Yeah,
I started doing that, and I've just been in a process of like editing a ton of like photos, and like the quality is up there for all of them. So, but now I'm starting to actually experience a new burnout. So,
oh really?
so like right now I know it's gonna suck, but I know in the long run I'm just gonna be even better later on when I get out of the burnout. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's a pacing issue for me, but I'm the kind of person that works in bursts.
Yeah,
If I don't get stuff done right away, it's just gonna like never happen. So
yeah. I'm actually the same way when it comes to like when it would be with my blog, where it would just be like I want to get this done so that I don't have to worry about it until it eventually goes live, and then I get the link and I post it. But it's just like I always feel like when I was still doing everything, like mainly with my blog, I would just like occasionally would like open it up and just see like that post still in draft form and it's still set for like this coming Friday, and I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta do this. So I would just try to power through and like just like put on something from Spotify to help get me in the zone and just tap away. And it does get good. It gets better, but I mean, like, just right now, I definitely feel like I just need to have a little bit of a break away from it. And like, thankfully, no one seems to care that I've stopped blogging. Like, they understand why, and they think it's actually a good thing that I've stopped blogging because I just have a lot of stuff to deal with that should be taking a little bit more of a priority. But yeah, like you had mentioned before, like you learning that technique, like from whatever Russian or Ukraine photographer that did it, and you like it's just like when you learn something new and you get this drive to learn it, that can sort of just reinvigorate you as a content creator to just exactly
get the burst of inspiration.
Yeah,
it's facts.
Yeah, I mean that's how I felt with me. Like it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying like doing new episodes for my show, but like it would sometimes just be a hassle and just like getting guests to come on. And I get that. It's just like the timing is very difficult to work out.
Yep.
But like right now I'm this is actually the first episode where I'm testing out my brand new pair of headphones that I got.
Hey, how's it working for you?
Good. The quality is really good. Yeah.
Nice.
They are from a company called Aldez.
Aldez, okay.
I actually like ever since I got into podcasting, like I've had much more of an interest in like some of the hardware and like the aspects of like sound and like recording. So supposedly, and I've never heard of them before, but they have been in like the music industry and the recording industry for like over a decade. And they were just getting into the gaming scene. So they had a booth at PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
And like they reached out to me when I got my media pass, like as do other companies do, like they get the media list and they just like blast out emails. They sent me an email. I checked out their booth. I was the guy was giving me what he called his sales pitch. And I was sitting in the audience like, I appreciate you doing this. Just to let you know, all of you said with the like materials and like what your headphones are made out of, they don't mean jack shit to me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you were talking to my younger brother who's more into the recording side, he would probably have a better understanding. And he laughed and he was understanding of that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I tried out some of their headphones, one of which while playing a couple rounds of CS:GO, and it was just, oh my god, like my ears were in a treat. And then like listening to some music on like a playlist on like an iPad, it was just something else. And like I had asked him like, would you recommend these for podcasting? And he was like, absolutely. So yeah, this was one of their, I think it's their cheapest model, but I automatically think this is a well deserved like investment, because I'm trying to just take this show to places to try and make a name for myself, and so far I think it's working.
That's good, man.
Yeah, because I mean it was through Cosplay Bites that I got the media pass for PAX East.
That's dope.
Like not from my blog, which I've been trying for ages. With New York Comic Con, I would never get in.
You should try to break into other communities as well. Try to reach out to other things. Like, are you into esports at all? Like, I know you're not into League, but like other esports?
No, not really, because a lot of because a lot of the games I hear about in esports are just games that I just have no prior knowledge of. Like you got your League, you got your.
Try to jump in. Like a game like Valorant is very new. Like it's new. Like it came out like last month new. So like the esports scene there is just beginning, and I don't think they have any established reporters or bloggers for that scene yet. So that might be something fresh that you could just jump into, learn the game, learn the personalities that are in it, try to jump in and get in there while it's still early, while it's still in its infancy, and you can grow along with it. And I think there'll be a lot of potential people that you can interview and stuff.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. What kind of game is Valorant? Is it like a League of Legends?
No, it's a first-person shooter game. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Overwatch. I haven't played it myself, but from what I've seen, it reminds me a lot of like Call of Duty and Overwatch. And
interesting.
Yeah,
because I know Overwatch is another big thing in the esports league, but like I've never.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I've never played Overwatch before.
Yeah, I only played it a few times. I'm not too much into that.
Yeah,
but
no, I can give it a shot. I've never played PlayerUnknown Battleground. I've never played Fortnite. I'm just a console pleb.
Yeah, it's fine.
Any switch things up. Any personal favorite game that you've played recently, or like games you're looking forward to that are coming out within this year or next or whatever?
Not a single one. I only play League of Legends right now. Like, I haven't actually sat down and played like a video game in a long time. I didn't play the Final Fantasy VII remake. I didn't play. I'm not really looking forward to any games at the moment. My favorite game is like Mirror's Edge. And Catalyst came out already, done with it, and then.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think there's ever going to be another F-Zero game. I used to like always every year I always used to look forward to like E3 because I was always obsessed with like consoles and stuff. And
yeah,
I now it's like I didn't think I'd ever see the day where I wouldn't care about that stuff, but now I just don't care as much about it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I just play League with some friends for a good time, and then I follow like the esports for behind it, and then my days usually filled with just editing and photography and stuff like that.
Okay.
I guess like something I always look forward to, but not as much, is probably like Smash. Always to see like just what characters they add, just something like that. But I'm pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not even into the. I'm not even into the FGC.
Yeah, I mean, like right now, I'm still like I technically beat Persona 5 Royal, but then we were like, oh, new game plus, and I was like, ugh, fine, I'll go through it again, at a much faster pace because you keep some items and you feel like a god, and you can clear stuff in a day, and it's been fun. But yeah, like I beat FF7 remake. That was. Oh my god, that was well worth the wait. Like an absolute treat. Like I'm so hyped to get the soundtrack in the mail. Damn right, I pre-ordered that shit. But yeah, I'm curious as to who they're gonna have for the next DLC of Smash Fighters. Because like as of right now, we only know of a character from ARMS is gonna be part of the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to have its long form reveal / release next month.
I'm just waiting for the day when like a random someone people always wanted but just don't expect, like Goku's just added somehow.
Everyone's like Goku for Smash, Goku for Smash.
Yeah,
I'm
just
thinking in my
Goku,
head, like,
but then it actually
anime. He's from anime. They don't touch anime. If they did, it would blow some heads.
For me, when I look at Smash now, it hardly feels like a Nintendo game anymore. Like it used to feel like a genuine Nintendo Fighters game, but
now it's just it's a celebration of gaming.
If it, you remember that computer game Mugen from back in the day, where you can like download random like fighters from like pretty much anywhere.
I've never played it, but I know I've heard of Mugen, and I've like seen like some videos. Like, yeah,
that's what Smash feels to me like now. Like
really?
to me, it lost its identity. I just don't see as many. It feels like I know all those characters are related to Nintendo in some way, but they don't feel like a Nintendo game at all.
Right.
Like maybe if they added more of like background from like the OGs, I'd feel it, but I don't feel it.
Right.
But it's still fun. It's a fun game. If it's those games or you with your bros, definitely your homies.
Oh my god, yeah.
You
some of those matches can get intense.
Get someone at work,
Yeah. So the guy from ARMS is next. So that leaves, because there's 6 slots in DLC pack number 2, 5 slots are open. I am still in the Sora for Smash camp.
Be dope.
Come on. I like Cloud getting in was the start, but then I think when Joker got revealed from Persona 5, that was like, okay, all bets are off. Like, I wouldn't be half surprised if for some bizarre reason Doom Guy or Master Chief got in.
Master Chief?
I would not be surprised.
He's not even on a Nintendo console. There's no Halo for any Nintendo.
I guess so. Well, because I'm just thinking about Banjo-Kazooie, because Banjo was on a Nintendo console, but like they're owned by Microsoft, so I guess they cut a deal.
Fair.
But like,
as much as I'd love to see Master Chief, I don't think that would ever happen. But that would be sick.
Yeah,
I'd love Master Chief for no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah, like me and the homies played Halo, and he was the GOAT. And we just knew about it before we knew what memes were. We just memed about it. Like Master Chief is the GOAT. You got like he comes in with a theme song. You just hear the music.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't an Xbox guy growing up. I mean, I did have a 360, but I wasn't that big into first person shooters. Like the only ones I've ever played were, I want to say, Borderlands.
Okay.
And the old first two Star Wars Battlefronts, although I don't know if you'd call them first person shooters, more like third person shooters.
Growing up, all we did play when we had the 360, we would just play a lot of Gears, a lot of Halo, capture the flag, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know my brother would have his friend around, and they would just have all-nighters playing zombies on Black Ops.
Yep, exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah, but then like I'll have some days where it was a blast. Like I would just have some days where like my next door neighbor who I've been friends with since we were very little, like we just grew up playing games together, but like I brought over my Switch and I was still working through Super Mario Odyssey, and we just played it in co-op, and we beat the game. We finished it like that night. Like we stayed up super late, and it was a blast. And then he finally got a Switch, and then I just remember like the last couple of weeks ago, I would go over his house with some of our other friends, and we would just have a goddamn riot playing Mario Party.
That's how you lose friends. Play Mario Party.
Yeah,
Mario Party and Uno. You lose friends. And Monopoly. Like, those 3 games, guaranteed.
I would just watch like Markiplier videos of him playing Uno with some of his other friends, and it's just like so goddamn hilarious. I'm just thinking like, oh my god, I have to play this with someone. Like someone's gonna download it, because like my brother took the OG Switch that we had, so I had to get the Lite, which I freaking love, because I mean like I mainly all the time when we had the OG Switch at my house, I would just play it in like handheld mode. It just felt good to me. Plus, a lot of the games I would play, like Octopath Traveler, Pokemon Sword, all in handheld mode. Like I didn't have the desire to sit in front of a TV and play it that way, unless it was Smash or Mario Kart.
I feel that.
But yeah, that side topic aside, no, it's all
that's always a fun topic.
Yeah, no, I love it. Any other like potential new cosplay that you have like stored or like plan on a to-do list for like some point in the future, or is it just photo editing upon photo editing upon photo editing?
Well, I was supposed to go to the NALCS finals. It's the final championships for spring for the league tournament. So there, I was supposed to do a high noon Lucian. Okay. So I kind of have that just chilling in the corner of my room. I'm like looking at it right now. So like that's there, but I haven't shown anybody. I haven't worn it yet, shown it, have any photos of it. But that's a new cosplay that's just there. Then League came up with 2 new skins for the boys, Lucian and Echo, at the same time, Pulse Fire. So definitely gonna work on those 2 when I get a chance. Me and the homie Chihatsu, when this whole thing's over, I think we want to do Yugi and Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh.
God.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. So I'm very excited to do that one. That's gonna be cool. But other than that, you know, there's some side projects here and there, but those are like the ones that I'm actually gonna work on like soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always gonna be cosplaying. I don't cosplay as much, but especially this year, everything is canceled. Like it's the first year that I'm not gonna go California. There's no AX, nothing like that. So it's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I don't really cosplay anymore because like I have all my outfits. I just gotta at some point when I am okay with burning that kind of money, like I gotta rebuy my Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku cosplay. But like, you know, I got Prompto. That's always a go-to easy cosplay to wear. Nice. Maybe some point I'll fix up my Aquaman. I don't really know. But then like I still have like my Steampunk Nightwing to always wear. But yeah. I just yeah, I'm totally fine with just being an all-around cosplay cheerleader for everyone else and not really cosplaying per se. Like I'll wear outfits at conventions, of course, but yeah, I'm just fine going just as myself.
Hey man, it's cool. Happy to have you around though.
Oh, that means a lot. Thank you, man. That means a lot. Also, I guess one more thing, I guess, before we end it. So you mentioned that it's mainly Lucian and Echo that you cosplay from League. If
So
you had any other desire to cosplay another League champion, who would you pick?
There's been a few that I've pondered to. There's a few. At one point, I was actually gonna make Talon, but then a new Lucian skin came out, and I did that instead. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I was gonna do Talon, Malzahar would have been cool. Ezreal, because Ezreal's pretty much a similar build to Echo, honestly.
Right.
Let me see who else. I was gonna do Karma at one point, long time ago. Yeah, that's about it. I pretty much just gravitate to those two. Those are the homies.
Right. Okay. Yeah, this is great. Okay, well, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoy listening to this episode. Again, thank you so much, Kaz, for joining me and just taking
having me, man.
time out of your day to do this. If they want to go follow your work, where do they go?
You don't need to follow me, but just kidding, JK. So if you want to see like the cosplay work, it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Kadu Out, KADUOUT, and then for photography, Twitter, Facebook, Lagoon Out, and on IG it's lagoon.photo.
All right. Well, that about does it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening, and stay tuned for another episode of Cosplay Bites.
Stay safe and wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands, please. Please. I want to get back to normal.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a review and feedback. You can also support the show through Anchor's listener support or on my Patreon, patreon.com/lightningpalace. For more cosplay news and coverage, visit the Lightning Palace on Blogspot and follow Lightning Palace on Twitter and Instagram. See you all next time.